Drew Brees tells the press that he's on borrowed time and has a Super Bowl or bust mentality for this upcoming season. And why not? He already signed a deal with NBC Sports, and you have to believe that this is going to be the swan song. I mean, to me, I'm eliminating the question mark because Drew Brees is not the player that he was. Still great, but not at a Hall of Fame level. And I understand where he's coming from when he says just let it ride. And I think that's going to be the mentality here. And, you know, the addition, you see it in red, of Emmanuel Sanders is gigantic for the New Orleans Saints. That's one of the most significant moves of the entire offseason. Continuity is everything during this wild offseason and unprecedented times and not having preseason games. And Brees and Sean Payton can finish each other's sentences. I mean, they've been together forever. I do think on Sunday that's a significant challenge going up against the Buccaneers front seven, Levante David, and a legitimate pass rush. And I still believe that Alvin Kamara is the straw that stirs the drink on offense for Drew Brees and the Saints this season. How about Mitch Trubisky? Good old Mitchell Trubisky. It's like George Costanza once said, it's not a lie if you believe it. Mitch said to the press yesterday, I found my confidence this offseason. Oh, good. Great. Now, as the schedule gods would have it, Chicago has Detroit in week number 1. Mitch Trubisky is terrible at professional football. He's awful. Can't believe he's still the Bears quarterback. How about this nugget? Mitch Trubisky has thrown 3 touchdowns in 3 straight games. 3 touchdowns in each of the last 3 against the rebuilding since 1957 Detroit Lions. So real confidence, fake confidence, confidence based upon history and precedents. Or, you know, he'll start playing football and he's going up against Matthew Stafford and the Lions take care of business. You could always quote George Costanza. Chiefs, Texans, Patty Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. I am so fired up for the Texans and the Chiefs tonight, and I can't wait to see the show. Stars all over the football field, and look, at the end of the day, Patty Mahomes' world, and we're just living in it. I think this is going to be an absolute scene at Arrowhead tonight where the stars and Patty Mahomes are going to be on display. I'm talking about, how about a 50-burger tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs? How about Patty Mahomes throwing for 5 touchdowns? How about Patrick Mahomes, the $450 million man, absolutely lighting up Arrowhead? It's crazy to think, with all of his career accolades, he's only getting better. Enter Clyde Edwards-Helaire at the running back position, and this almost isn't even fair. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is Brian Westbrook when you think about what Westbrook was for Andy Reid's offenses in Philadelphia, except Clyde Edwards-Helaire is better, and Westbrook was a star. When you have Patty Mahomes and now a legit star do-it-all running back, and you have Tyreek Hill, and you have Travis Kelce, and you still have to account for weapons like Watkins and Hardman, wow. This is going to be another Super Bowl season, and honestly, I feel terrible for the Houston Texans because their defense is not going to have a chance keeping up with the Patty Mahomes-led offense, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy. These guys are amazing coaching him up, and don't sleep on the defense for Kansas City. You know, Chris Jones, he got that contract as we predicted because he's a beast. And I think this defense is going to be strong this year. And when I say strong, I don't care about where they rank. I care about the ability for Chris Jones and for Honey Badger and for Frank Clark and Steve Spagnuolo's defense to make plays. That's what I want to see them do, make plays and get the ball back to this unbelievable offense, and it's going to happen now. Deshaun Watson is a megastar, and Watson and Mahomes will always be linked, obviously, in that 2017 draft. And you got to love sports. These guys are both great players, great faces of the NFL, and you got to be obsessed with this matchup unless you're a Bears fan. Your team picked Mitch Trubisky ahead of both these guys. But I digress. But I feel terrible for Watson. I mean, look, there's talent on this offense, but there's no DeAndre Hopkins. I still can't believe that Billy O'Brien made this trade. I mean, Billy O, my goodness. You think about the last time these teams got together in the playoffs, 24-0, and Billy O blew it. Oh, you got to be kidding me with the fake punt, the 24-0. This is a coaching mismatch tonight with our guy Andy Reid taking on Billy O'Brien. Now, I think that Watson will dazzle. He's going to miss Hopkins tonight and all season long, and frankly, for the rest of his sensational career. Offense is going to rule. I'm all in on the Kansas City Chiefs and my guy, Patty Mahomes. How about our guy, Aaron Rodgers? He was talking to our friend Pat McAfee on his Man Dog Sports radio show yesterday, and he says that the Packers are flying under the radar. And you know what? Rodgers is right. And I think that, and Rodgers named all the teams that are certainly in the mix for the Super Bowl and flashy and had robust off seasons. And listen, I think he's relishing this opportunity to be under the radar. You know, which you think about the Packers national team. Rodgers always gets the attention. The team was a game away from the Super Bowl, 13-3 last year. But based upon an offseason where they didn't bring anyone in to help out Aaron Rodgers and traded up for his replacement, yeah, they're flying under the radar. I'm not picking them to the Super Bowl or Championship Sunday. Nobody is. You can't make that case. I think Aaron Rodgers recognizes that, and the Aaron Rodgers Against the World, Against Management tour is going to be amazing starting this weekend. Danielle Hunter is not playing for the Minnesota Vikings. This is a gigantic deal in a big game, a division game. Danielle Hunter is not a household name. Look at what he's done for the Minnesota Vikings the last 2 seasons. Not having him for week number 1, that is gigantic for Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams and company in getting a division victory in week number 1. How about our guy Kyler Murray telling the press that if he plays well, he could put himself in the MVP conversation? Well, yeah. And here's the deal. I expect Kyler Murray to be in the MVP conversation. I think Kyler Murray, who was a rookie of the year, had a great rookie season. But there were ups and there were downs. It was a typical rookie campaign, especially at the most difficult and most important position in all of sports, the quarterback position. But now he has the entire offense for Cliff Kingsbury under his belt. And now he has DeAndre Hopkins. And I think this combination is going to rock and roll. I have the Cardinals as a playoff team. I think Hopkins is one of the best, if not the best, at the wide receiver position. You know, the Niners, the Cardinals' opponent coming up on Sunday, they've had some nicks and knacks during the preseason. Don't be surprised if Arizona wins that game. And I love the Niners, and I picked them to win the division, and I love Kyle Shanahan and love what they did in the offseason. But I don't think anyone is going to be surprised if the Cardinals make the playoffs. Kyler Murray's in the MVP conversation. And if the Arizona Cardinals beat the San Francisco 49ers coming up in week number 1. Clowney hit the practice field yesterday for his first practice in a Tennessee Titans uniform. And if you're a fan of the Tennessee Titans, you have to be fired up. You need a little bit of star power, a little sizzle, someone who's a freak, who can get to the opposition's quarterback, because it's not going to be easy. And we gave you our picks, playoff predictions yesterday on Time to Shine. I don't have Tennessee making the postseason. And I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to win a division where you can make a case for Houston, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. Look, it is wide open. It's up for grabs. And I think it's incumbent upon Phillip Rivers to start hot. And the schedule makers give them a break when you look at Jacksonville this weekend, and the Jags are clearly tanking for Trevor Lawrence. because the offensive line for Indianapolis is great. I love our guy Jonathan Taylor at the running back position. Love what they did in the offseason drafting Michael Pittman at receiver, DeForest Buckner on the defensive line. Phillip Rivers was dreadful last year. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he was dreadful last year. I think Rivers is going to get back, maybe not to the Hall of Fame level, but be really good to great and certainly better than Jacoby Brissett. But this is a big spot coming up for Phillip Rivers on CBS this weekend. I think it's important for him to play great and feel good and make a statement moving forward.